Empire Total War is one of my favorite strategy games of all time. It was ambitious, and even today, few games have attempted to capture its scope. The massive world map, spanning continents and oceans, gave a real sense of global conquest. The time period, the Age of Enlightenment, was perfect for a game like this, blending musket warfare, grand diplomacy, and colonial expansion. And for the first time in Total War history, we got a tech tree, adding a whole new layer of strategic depth. That feeling of slowly modernizing your empire, unlocking new military tactics, improving your economy, and watching your faction evolve was incredible. It made Empire feel like more than just a war game. It was about progress, industry, and the rise of global superpowers. But as much as I love Empire Total War, I've always felt that a sequel could take everything it did right and push it even further. So today, I want to share my wish list for Empire Total War 2, the 5 major improvements that could make this game a true masterpiece. At number 1, one of the biggest missed opportunities in Empire was how education worked. You should have a literacy rate. This rate should be dependent on the wealth and the type of government, and should be boosted by buildings like schools and universities. Literacy should play a major role in shaping your nation. A high literacy rate should lead to technological progress, but it should also come with political consequences. The more educated your people are, the more they demand freedom, democracy, and reform, or in other words, a republic-type government. This would make managing your empire more than just about war and taxes. It would be about balancing progress with stability. Do you educate your people quickly and risk revolution? Or do you slow it down to maintain control? This gives the Netherlands a big early game advantage, as their government type is already a republic. The literacy rate should also be per province, and the province size should impact the research rate increase. The research style should also be more like Rome Total War 2. Research can be done without a school. At number 2, in Empire, trade nodes were a great way to generate income, but they were static and underdeveloped. In Empire 2, trade posts should evolve over time into villages, then towns, as trade flourishes. This would mirror real history, where trade routes didn't just bring money, they led to colonization and permanent settlements. And please let's add a proper trading port at the Cape of Good Hope. This was a very important stop for global trade during this time, and it deserves a bigger role in the game. By adding some key trading ports to the game should also provide some bonuses to your nation. Something like the 7 wonders of the world system in Rome Total War 1. At number 3, one of the biggest issues in Empire was how nations like France and Spain were reduced to just their capitals. This made the map feel empty, and it hurt the gameplay. In Empire 2, we need a province system like Rome 2, where major regions have multiple towns and cities instead of just one. Towns should also be more useful. Right now, they spawn as population increases, but they often feel meaningless. Instead, each town should have more building slots and allow for specialization, whether it's military, trade, agriculture, or culture. This would make city management much more strategic and rewarding. At number 4, one of the most frustrating mechanics in Empire is when a faction loses its last city and its armies just disappear. That's not how history worked. In Empire 2, destroyed factions should have one last chance. Their remaining armies should be able to rally support from rebels or local resistance and try to retake lost territory. This would make conquests feel more dynamic and realistic. No more cheap victories where an entire faction just vanishes overnight. Conquest of an enemy city should be more rewarding and give more choice. For example, I should be able to steal some of their technology, as I have just gained access to their books and some of their knowledge by taking over their settlement. For balancing purposes, I think you should be able to steal one enemy tech per settlement you capture. If you are technologically advanced and have all their tech, it stands to reason you cannot get access to a tech they do not have. Honorable mentions. Agent recruitment in Empire was frustrating because it was completely random. In Empire 2, we should be able to recruit agents directly, just like in later Total War games. And agents should be able to travel using civilian and trade ships instead of needing built ships. And finally, I'd love to see Empire 2 be more open to modding and DLC expansions. Imagine being able to extend the tech tree, add regions, or push the game further into the 19th century. And for DLC, adding Japan, China, and Australia would make the late game way more interesting. These were rising powers during this period, and they deserve to be in the game. If Empire, Total War II ever becomes a reality, these are the 5 improvements I'd love to see. The original game was ahead of its time, but with modern Total War mechanics and a few key changes, a sequel could be something truly special. But what do you think? What features would you want in Empire 2? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. The AI diplomacy also needs massive improvement.